Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Mark from Powersonic and Apprentice 121. Today I'm going to show you through some of the Packout stuff I've got. I've got some new bits of Packout that I want to show you. It makes it a lot better system. We're going to get straight to looking at that. And I'm going to jump out to the van and I'll show you how I put it all together in there every time I go out to work. So as I've said before, we don't leave anything in our vehicles due to prior thefts, and this is the way we work around it. But this is the pack at present. If I zoom out. Now, for those of you who will remember, I used to have the trolley system and you'd have the stacked boxes, and of course when you need to get into them you can't have anything sat on top, so you'd have to dismantle the whole pack out to be able to get in it. Same if you've got stuff in the van where you've stacked a couple together and you need to be into something, you've got to pull it all apart. So this is what I've gone for at present. Start at the top, and this is how I would bool it out to the van and into sight. It's not how I would be making use of it all through the day. But we've got the tote on top, if we're going to call it that, the box, bucket, whatever. And that would generally carry something specific that's a bit large and bulky in terms of tools or any materials I've got on a job. So you'll see on this one at the minute, I've got the radio in it, the knee pads, and a few of the bigger bits and pieces. Do have some small consumables in there. These are just like your concrete fixing screws, washers, other bits and pieces like that, plugs and stuff that you're going to need out on a job, and they need to be contained in something. If it gets tipped up or whatever, you're not going to lose stuff all over the place. And then obviously the big light system, you've seen me share this before, so that's living on the top there as well. So this all can just drop straight off with it being modular. Really useful. There is a couple of other little bits of Packout gear over there, and that again has got more consumable bits in. We've got loads of these stacks. It's in all of our vehicles, but this is specific to me. This is all I use. So if we run down from the top, you'll see in the top drawer I've got the Klein socket set, the level, a few little boxes and bits, so the torque driver, my Amazon budget special screwdriver as you've seen before, and a Klein set of screwdrivers, plus some gloves. And just in case Boris chucks the mask rule back in, I've got my super rod little shield there so I can get in and go and fill up with fuel. Next drawer down, some more of the boxes of bits. So we've got steel bits for cutting into your trunking and enclosures and stuff. We've got a little Bosch set of bits, SDS bits, cable marking kit, the ferrules, and then this little socket set there as well. So this is just your bits and pieces you'll need when you're going to be working around containment. Next drawer down, we've got some of the screws. So these are screws we use fairly regularly. A little pack of the Linian clips there. We've got some data bits in there, some washers, and other bits for fixing consumer units. And again, the same there with the little consumer unit tabs I use, popped in the bottom there. And then some more of the ferruled ends. These are some of the big ones that we use. I've got packs of those stuck away in there as well. So next drawer down is consumables as well. So try and keep those together. Got a little mixture of Wagers that I just popped in there. Obviously I carry a stack of those in a tub of their own as well, but this is just when you're out on a job, this is what I keep full up and around me. Obviously it's not the limits of my stock. Also got the whisker glands. I've got some other sets of normal stuffing glands under there as well. We've got some of the quick wire. These are really good actually. I need to show them on the channel soon. So the quick wire stuff, fire resistant concrete screws. We've got the trunking, fire supports, some of the P clips and whatnot in there as well. Some more glands and bits and pieces there. The Wagers, and again there's the through Wagers in the bottom there as well. Thin rail mounted connection points too. Next drawer down we've got the tools drawer. So this is essentially the hand tool one. So we've got adjustable spanners, we've got the water pump pliers and grips, saws, so cutting down your tube tray, files, super rod you'll see in there as well, the cable tongue, just bits and pieces of big bulky tools that need somewhere to live. So they all go in there, and this is a work in progress. I haven't finished with this full layout, I've just started putting it together, so I'm sure it'll all change. That's why I've not labelled anything as yet. We've got the first aid box, a little test instrument, shoe covers, and the high vis. Never know when you might need that. And then right at the bottom I've got the two bigger drawers. So again, I was going to leave these empty of these red dividers just to put bigger and bulkier stuff in, but it did actually work out pretty decent. I've got the tapes, heat shrink, solder in this end one there. We've got batteries in the middle, a bit more solder in there. We've got the data tool in there with a little USB battery adapter. And obviously I've got all of the Klein data testing and TV aerial testing and such in there, and then the wood bits and posi drive bits in there. And then right down at the bottom, I've got some of the power tools I use most of. So as you'll have seen already on the channel, I've moved more to the M12 stuff for carrying around for the day-to-day use, just because it's lightweight and simple. Again, we've got, as I've shown before, shed loads of power tools. We can dive into those and pop them in here based on the task that we're doing. But you know, I've got the basics in here. I've got an 18 volt impact drill, little 12 volt impact drill, SDS, obviously the destructive hacksaw, and then the heat gun and soldering iron. Get most things done with those, to be fair. And yeah, the drawers really solid. You've seen me share these in the past, so they're all metal runners. And as always, when you're in transit, they lock with these cover plates, so nothing's going to fall out on you or fall open. The only thing with them to be mindful of is that you don't tip them up, because obviously things can drop out of the drawers. But when you're like that, all stacked up, ready to go in the vehicle, you're not going to get too many issues, and it's really easy to move. You see I'm just shoving that along with my foot. There's a little stop plate on the bottom, so when you're trying to unload, you push that to the floor and it doesn't move. You can lock the wheels. You see on the trolley, so this is an actual trolley on the bottom rather than the box you would normally get. You can lock those wheels in place so they don't move, which is very useful. So that's now stuck in position. And yeah, that's kind of the Packout. I'll go and load it into the van and you can see how I do that as well. There is also my little tote, and I'm working away from using this. It's slowly getting emptier and emptier. I'm trying to get it all into the Packout with a little smaller bag of hand tools that I just take into a job. And this is going to be donated to Nathan, so he's going to use it. He's putting together a little Packout system of his own. That's all empty now, so it's ready for him to fill up, like the rest of the guys. Just make sure that we can leave our vehicles empty wherever we go. Even when we're packed up on jobs, we will pull up, empty all that out. We've got everything we need, and away we go. If you're working on the EV jobs, for example, and you've got your van next to you, these drawers are fantastic from a point of view of working out your van as well. And I'll show you that in a sec once I've got the van loaded up. Okay, so I've shown in here before how I don't really keep an awful lot in the vehicle. I do have these little side pockets that I keep a few consumables in, usually because I'll forget something somewhere, and it's just little odds and ends that you might need. So they're in there. I've also got the tough built system. This has largely been obsolete for a while now, and it's just sort of sat there, but I'm going to start using some of that again because it's actually pretty decent. You'll see there's another first aid kit in the vehicle, safety mask, the steps, which those are actually really good, very flexible steps, and would normally stack them up, but for whatever reason I've left them laid down for the time being. So normally sit up in the vertical plane. You can see there's the cable mate in there with all the cables on. Little set of tubs over there which are just historical, so I've had them for quite a while, and they've still got a few little bits and pieces in that I'm currently transitioning into the Packout. And then you can see I've got the knee pads, screws and plugs, which I'm going to need today in that Milwaukee tub, and obviously any other materials you're going to need. So today I just need my EV charge point and a bit of hypervolt cable. Not a great deal in terms of materials to load in. They'll just go in the side door over there. And obviously the way I've got the drawers set up in the back, I could put them in the side doors because this is dual side loading. So I could put the drawers on one side of the vehicle if I wish. So if you're pulling down a driveway, you want to open the side door and have everything to hand, you can stack the drawers there. But I know with this one we're reversing up to someone's garage, so I've popped all the tools there, ready where I'm going to need them. The wind's just trying to ruin my video. So you'll see there, if I zoom out a little bit, that's all set up on the back door, so I've got everything I need. All the drawers are accessible, and obviously we've got a little few consumables on the top there should I need them. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'll press on with this install for today, but I thought I'd show you a little bit of the Milwaukee Packout gear. Okay, so you'll see the gear behind me there. That's just taken me a minute to pile off the van, bring inside here, and I do that even when I'm at work because we've had our vehicles done absolutely anywhere in the past, so it's not worth taking the chance. If you can unload and make sure your tools are safe, it's well worth it as far as I'm concerned. I know you can get the van bolts and whatnot and keep your things as safe as possible in the vehicle. We've been down that road as well before. Without saying too much about those kind of products, this is what we've ended up. Like I say, now I'm in my office, it's all stacked up there, nice and appreciate I can still suffer the hardship of the vehicle being broke into and all of the issues around getting it sorted out, and then courtesy vehicles and all the rest of that. It's another nightmare. But at least I'm not trying to have to scrabble around and get more tools, waiting on tool insurance to pay out, and all the rest of that stuff. It's just how we approach it. I've been through that too many times in the past. So we all do that, all of our vehicles, all of our guys, we unload absolutely everything. Obviously on a night we've got a storage container at an unload location where everything goes, and it has man security through the night, so we know it's all safe. And then when we go out to work, unload out on site, keep the tools with us. After work, it all gets loaded up, all gets taken back, and then put in a secure location for the evening. And sometimes that can be a hotel room, for example. I know, for example, if you start bullying that through a premiering corridor, you're going to get a few questions. So you have to pack light if you know you're going to. So don't take the kitchen sink with you. And sometimes you can just have a little, that's where the trolleys come into their own. You can do a little trolley box and it all goes in there, and you know you're taking all of the in with you for the evening. That's how I do it. I appreciate other people will do it differently. Just thought I'd show you because I had a few questions about the Packouts while we're talking about the drawers, actually, just to give you a better look at the runners, because I've had a specific or two about that. So you can see they are all metal runners. They don't pull out the ends, really solid and stable. They don't sag, they don't snap. I've had a set of these for a while. For those of you who are following the channel, you will have seen, that's this top one here, that's been out and about all over the place for months now. Not been an issue, no problem at all with the way these drawers slide. Nothing's broken or damaged, and they've had quite a bit of weight in them, quite a bit of manual handling. Really impressed. So that's what I do. We won't be going down the Sortimo route and kitting and racking out vans. It's all extra weight you have to carry around as well, dead weight, so you've got all of that stuff in your vehicle that you might not necessarily need every day. We try and run light, keep those fuel costs down, take what we need, and have a bit of stock on us for the jobs that come up. You know, there's always bits and pieces that will crop up through the day. Call out, so you want RCDs, MCBs, RCBOs on your vehicle. Same with any of the other regular consumables, where you might want a smoke alarm, bathroom fans and things like that. You know, my van isn't the go-to workhorse vehicle of our company. We do still carry products like that on stock on the vehicles, and obviously there's a line between functionality and security, and we try and tread it as best we can. I hope you found that interesting. If you want to drop in the comments how you look after your vehicles, any of your bad experience to do with vehicle and tool theft, let me know, because I know Sam is wanting to cover this on his podcast, and it would be great to get a bit of insight from people who've gone through that horrific experience. And maybe the way I approach things now is far, far too cautious because of my prior experience, and there's other and better methods I could be using now. So hit me up in the comments with those suggestions. Thank you all for watching, and catch you on the next one.